Michael McDonald from Tennessee State University, and the topic is the immigration policy of the United States at the 21st century. And of course, Dr. McDonald, I think we've said quite a bit about the historical foundation for our immigration policy, but let's look at some of the current problems and some of the current challenges, rather, that we're having dealing with our immigration policy, and let's talk about it from a current point of view.
Sure. Well, in terms of contemporary issues, on the average, there are over 500 million people who cross the U.S. borders every year, and of that number, about 330 million are in fact illegal aliens. These are individuals who are undocumented, and so it's been a challenge for the federal government that really has primary responsibility over immigration laws to work with the states and those states and cities that are what you consider to be border states and by immigration. And 9/11 really has made a major impact upon federal immigration policies. I mean, the information that we know about the terrorists that were involved in the hijackings clearly indicates that, of course, they came here through fraudulent documentation that was provided, that they provided to the Immigration and Naturalization Service. And so what we now see in terms of immigration policy is one that relates to intelligence, it relates to law enforcement, it relates to national security. And as a result, when the federal government created the Office of Homeland Security and made it a presidential cabinet level position, they put the Immigration and Naturalization Office under the Department of Homeland Security. So that clearly changes the focus from being one of just bureaucracy processing paperwork to one that now relates to monitoring who comes in the country, monitors what they're doing while they're here in the country, and monitors the situation if someone should be asked to leave or be directed to leave. Like I said, 9/11 has made a major impact on immigration policies. For example, the Patriot Act, which deals with protecting U.S. citizens against terrorism. One of the biggest components relates to protecting the borders, relates to requiring individuals who come to the United States seeking any type of economic or educational opportunities, provide much more documentation than was provided prior to 9/11. The training that the INS and border agents go through, much more advanced, much more thorough, because it's no longer just a situation where, again, you're presenting a passport or presenting your driver's license. In some cases, what they're looking at now is what you might call biomedical identification, where maybe they can take your fingerprint, or maybe they can actually do a trace or a picture of your eye, which everyone has unique features in those characteristics, and have those things on file so that when someone comes through and crosses the border, we have documentation of that. In other words, what they're trying to do is to beef up the ways in which we can screen
security more.
And so it's gone from just INS has gone from just being, you know, this federal bureaucracy of keeping up with who's here to one that now relates to who is here, what are their intentions, and what role or impact could these people have in terms of compromising the national security of the United States, either here or even abroad. Because we know that the individuals who have come into the United States, that are immigrants who have done things that have caused injury and even death to U.S. citizens abroad.
And so in a real sense, this really changes not only the INS, but it also changes the whole characteristic of the immigration movement itself.
Yes, it does.
And it sort of, it makes the immigration movement a more negative movement in a real sense of trying to keep people out, rather than to try to create a situation of allowing them to slowly come in or whatever.